I'm kind of laughing. I don't know if the microphone picked that up when I started streaming, but I'm kind of laughing because the program I use has like a little mascot function for our VTuber, and I don't know what happened, but it's like if someone just like scrunched down a file like vertically, so it looks squashed. The one that's on the screen that you all can see looks perfectly normal, but the one I'm seeing it literally looks like someone just like squashed my character, and it's so funny looking. Um, Alright, so welcome everyone. My name's Poetentate. I go by Poe. A little behind today. I had to get everything set up with my parents because my mom wrenched her knee, so I had to make sure she had everything because she can't walk as well right now because of it. But don't worry, I'll go to 5:10 or so because of that. You know, I always make it up time-wise. Alright, so let's, quite a few things. I haven't gotten any achievements, but I've gotten like a ton of text messages. So let's first check on this. We are getting closer to this. So if everyone remembers, today I am going to work on the main quest, which is what you have to do prior to being able to do this. And so today I'm going to be working on the main quest. We can get right into it, I believe, unless something really interesting pops up in these text messages, because I got quite a few. Alright, so first we got Qingchui, have you heard? So that's probably about Qingji, the guy who's putting together the Stars Gift. It is? I'm right. Alright, hey, I'm gonna cut to the chase. Have you heard from Qingji lately? He told me to wait for updates. I'm not a close friend of his, but since he's my game mate, I'm still quite worried whether his mental state is fit to play with me in the future. Let's go check on him, and I'll see you at the Artisan Commission. Man, this is a much longer side quest than I was expecting. Alright, and so this, Zongshan, is the person who was with us against those quote-unquote conservationists. They should, the Aeon of Abundance freer, animal freers, or whatever, life form freers, that she was on the quest with us. Hello, Kalis. My work on the Xianzhou draws to a close. Now a traveler like me is bound to start my next adventure. It's been a fun few days, so I left you a little gift and a letter before I went away. Remember to pick those up from the Heron Express in the Exalting Sanctum. You're leaving? Where are you going next? Songshan? Okay. Picking up some side missions. Man, I thought I'd just cleared them out, too. Alright, so question marks usually means that this is most likely Kafka, but sometimes it is just a random anonymous person we don't know. Kalis, were you the one who found all the Cycranes? Yes. Oh, this could be the guy that we sent the letter to. I'm the one who implemented the sentience program in the Cycranes. I received a parcel. The sender is probably you. Yeah, so there was a guy that we were gonna, like, ask a question to. I can't remember exactly what we asked. Why did you make the Cycrane sentient? You asked me why I make the Cycrane sentient. Maybe you focused on the wrong thing. I've been a homebody for centuries and haven't talked to face with anyone the entire time. I thought it's too hard to talk to people, but I keep seeing these Cycranes daily. So I thought, maybe I can start talking to these Cycranes and move on to talking with people in the future. So the sentience is not the point. The point is to have a conversation. That's right, having sentient Cycranes with different personalities is all to mimic real-life conversations. You doomed them to sentience for this? I can do my job online, receive my salary online, and there are parcel and food delivery services. I just have to take out the trash regularly. And I don't even need to meet anyone. Honestly, not having to meet anyone makes me feel safe. Alright, extreme introversion. But also, yes, job online, salary online, I wish. Just fully homebody. Mostly just because the prices of going anywhere, whether you have to take public transport or private transport, you have to physically pay for that, And then you're always at risk of getting sick from people who are the people you're interacting with daily, because a lot of them can't choose to stay home on their own because they have to get that they have to like go to work to get their salaries, and it's really hard. So there's a lot of benefits to working at home. Now there are some issues, just like this guy is like gotten to the point that he's like super isolated and wants to talk to people again but feels awkward about it. So there are some issues too, that is true. But I would definitely prefer to work from home myself, remote work. I'm working towards that. I'm trying to learn all the different like web developer programs like Python and Java and stuff like that, so that I can get a web developer job eventually. Not anytime soon, probably, but eventually in the future. Once I built up all those different coding languages, and then eventually get an at-home remote job as a web developer, because that would be amazing. Honestly, not having to meet anyone makes me feel safe. So are you still unable to meet people face to face or go outside? Yes. I thought I could talk to Cycranes, but I guess I overestimated myself. I'm too nervous. I've had some really traumatic experiences in the past. It's just too much for me. But it's not like I'm trying to swear off communication altogether. My texts are pretty normal, isn't it? Sorry, this might not be funny. Everyone has their own challenges to overcome. Even if you can't leave your home right now, you can still live the best you can. Thank you. I will do my best. I'm setting a goal. I will strive to speak with Cycranes. I may need some more time. Maybe I'll finally be able to head out in a few centuries. I will apologize to the Heron Express. Also, I've sent you some gifts. I didn't know your address, so I sent them to the employee at the Heron Express. Thank you. He's nice. But that's really important right there. Everyone has their own challenges to overcome. Even if you can't leave your home right now, you can still live your best life. Live the best you can. Oh, we got 2 from Locha. I've heard from some of the spoilers I've seen. I've tried to avoid spoilers, but it's really hard. That he is very heavily involved in the newest update that we'll be playing. Kalis, when you come to the Luofu, where do you stay? How was it? Wait, let me guess. Petrichor Inn? It's not bad. That's right, I did stay at the Petrichor Inn, a premium suite. It's not bad. The premium suite is not easy to book. Most people would just go there for the Star Washer Avenue's night view. I stay at the Petrichor Inn often. After all, it's easy to get anywhere from there. As a traveling merchant, I don't indulge much in my trips, but even so, I got bored after a while. There are some units in the Skyward Pavilion's neighborhood that allow short-term rentals, so I went there. That's where the Xianzhou residents usually stay. Sounds like it's not that convenient that you're being watched somehow. That depends on how to see it. The life on the Xianzhou is not that shut in. People are friendly, so experienced in observing their way of life is my hobby. That's not quite right. Most of the time, I'm the one being observed. I'm nomadic and have nowhere to call my home. Staying in the Skyward Pavilion's neighborhood, even for a while, helps me forget my identity as a traveling merchant, so I quite like it. I shall try it too next time. Alright, maybe we can be neighbors if we're lucky. It sounds like he wants to, like, settle down, that he no longer wants to be a traveling merchant. He sounds like worn down by the lifestyle. Kalis, I couldn't sleep last night. Maybe I'm too naive. Without returning customers, it's hard to do business at night. I went to Aram Alley. It's an old street famous for its night bazaar. As a traveling merchant, how could I not check it out? I'm guessing since he says without returning customers, it's hard to do business. But then again, he says night bazaar, so it could also be like people were trying to sell to him. You were buying? Yes and no. Buying and selling are always reciprocal that way. Many shops do have some interesting thingamabobs with them, but it's not like everything would suit my taste at a given time. That being said, people in the Xianzhou are friendly. Even if I don't buy things, they'll still chit-chat with me. I still didn't think the chatting would last until the shops start to close up. I did have a fun night, but thinking back, what exactly did I gain? You gained eye bags. Intel? At least you gained hot info on the Xianzhou industries. Looks like I'm truly a traveling merchant in your eyes. If you have a chance, you should check out Arum Alley. And if I'm still in the Xianzhou, call me along. Oh, how friendly. Alright, so. I have an exalting sanctum, so we can give a quick run over to the Heron. No, that's in Starskiff, isn't it? Yeah, because it's right here.
It's getting late. Where to now?
We are gonna go pop by. I know I promised we would get right into the new quest, but let's pop by the Heron Express. We got a quest and some stuff to pick up, apparently.
Have you made a delivery booking with us?
Okay. Correct. One of our users has sent it over for you. We know how everything's gone from start to end. Well, there's something I didn't expect. I guess the Xianzhou has lots of homebodies who never leave the house. In this case, there are many people whose lives would be far more difficult without the help of Heron Express. Sounds like it makes the job even more worthwhile for you. Don't worry, the 7 Cycranes know the reason. They'll stop in on that customer whenever they get the chance. Oh yeah, this is a gift from our customers. Hold on to it. Okay, we got a... Okay, so it is a different Heron Express. Alright, so we got our package from the guy. Do I have that written down anywhere? I don't think I do. No. Cool, so we got the package from him, so we are good there.
You'd be a tool to miss a
Kalis, what are you doing here? Oh, this is the guy who's, in charge of the, like, microscopic life from the, Noble 4 conservationists or whatever. Let me make this clear. You and your tutor better not think of persuading me into releasing some bizarre creatures this time. What? She left? Why did she, too, leave unannounced just like my 3 buddies? Aren't they being punished? I'm not sure what happened. I was told they were either fined or imprisoned. I thought of visiting them to see how I could help, but those at the Realm Keeping Commission said they'd been taken away on bail. They were nowhere to be seen, and they didn't reply to any of my messages, as though they vanished into thin air. The unshackled. I think they unshackled the unshackled. It's possible, since they've always looked down on me. However, none of those who are close to them have seen them either. By the way, that friend of yours also left me a gift here. Let me see what it is. A case of mineral water. What a thoughtful young lady. Actually, when I met you two for the first time in Scale Gorge Waterscape, my intuition already told me that you two weren't cut out for the releasing business. Huh? Who told you she was one of us? That's what we get for making assumptions. Isn't she your friend? We thought she was there to help you persuade us to let you join the Unshackled. Wasn't it the case? We didn't know her at all before she brought you to us. Following the instructions of the Junction's message, you find a letter and several small gifts. Kalis, I hope this letter finds you well. When you read this letter, I will no longer be aboard the Luofu. I'm sure the Unshackled incident has been resolved perfectly, and the Realm Keeping Commission has given you a lot of remunerations. Gosh dang it. Remunerations. You may be curious about where Tanya, Benna, and Heathman have gone. Don't worry, I'm not a bad person. They're all doing well. I just unshackled them. Where did you release them, then? After you left, these 3 Grandmaster Emeritus thought for a long time and each decided to unshackle the other 2. This is really great. These 3 have been fighting for half their lives, but finally reached a consensus. And I, of course, fulfilled each of their wishes. Let's wish the 3 Grandmasters all the best in their new home. This really is a great thing. These 3 prime of all souls have always looked down upon all things with a pompous attitude, and imposed on everyone some self-proclaimed kindness. Now that their positions have changed, and these 3 can finally experience the kindness of others and enjoy a peaceful life. As for Nanan, theoretically, he should have been unshackled, but jokes need a jokester to be told, so I'll let him stay aboard the Luofu for now. To be honest, Kalis, I really like you. With your wisdom, you must have realized that something was wrong with me, but you still did so much with me until the unshackled was turned upside down. Why? Because it was really fun for you, wasn't it? I don't know if you like this joke about unshackling, but I hope you do. I hope you can sincerely say, aha, I thought she was part of the Masked Fools. I made that comment. You all look at my last live stream, or if it's already been deleted, look at my Twitch archives on YouTube, same name. I called that she seemed like way too jovial and that she might be part of the Masked Fools, and this aha, instead of saying haha or a joke or a laugh, 100% bet she is a masked fool. From the bottom of your heart, perhaps one, and she keeps referencing like jovial, a laugh, jokes, jokester, bet. Perhaps one day we'll meet again at the tap. Yeah, okay, if I just kept reading, that would have been the piece of evidence right there. At that time, please allow me to buy you a martini with the topology olive and some Barnsley fractal peppers. That's my favorite. Love, Zhongshan. I called it. Please go back and look at my prior live stream. What did Zhongshan say in the letter? Tell the truth. I see, she unshackled the 3 of them? This is baffling. Well, it isn't entirely a bad thing. Now that the obsessed trio isn't here, the unshackled be off the radar of the Realm Keeping Commission. Makes my life a lot easier. Anyway, it might be some time before the 3 benevolent ones come back. From now on, I'll be the only benevolent one. Maybe it's time to think about the future of the unshackled. Please feel free to swing by and take part in our activities. Now that the microscopic faction is at the helm, there won't be anything dangerous activities like releasing beasts. Means above the ends. I thought I got that achievement already. Witness the end of the unshackled. I feel like I already got that one, but alright. Alright, so we will leave these until after we get the main quest done. So let's go back. There's no point in...
You'd be a tool to miss a tyrant.
Alright, so we are back to the main story that came with our newest update. But before then, everybody's at level 60, everyone's light cone's at level 60. We are currently doing traces. I've gotten Herta's traces done, and I'm currently on Su Shang's. Oh yes, thank you very much for popping in. Yeah, there definitely be spoilers considering that what we're about to get into, so I wish you the best if you're working on your music, and if not, I know it's close to when you should go to sleep, so I hope you get a good night's sleep. And so I'm working on her traces, and then we only got a few more. And we can finally go up to Equilibrium level 4. I've been kind of tempted because I have like a ton of that, the fuel that's used for the, where is it? This stuff. So this stuff is what gives you your trailblazing power. So as you can see, provides 60 Trailblaze power. I've been really tempted, because I have so much of it, to just, like, use all of it, essentially, so I can get up to the next equilibrium level. But the only reason I have survived so long with the credits that I have, is because I'm just going at a slow pace, because otherwise I know lots of people that just, like, instantly run out of credits, like, they are always out of them. And it's because, like, just the slow and steady pace.
Would you like me to relay your message?
Now, if we're allowed to, we need to give the note from the Psycrane. Alright, have a good night's sleep. But the note from the Psycrane about the spy that's in danger, the soldier that's in danger, and then we have the neuron package that we need to drop off here as well. Sometime later, you arrive at the seat of Divine Foresight to check in on someone.
The Master Diviner will be here soon. She's temporarily taken on the General's responsibilities. Before meeting you, she must make the current situation known and fortify public spirit. This is her first real test as a General. I hope she can get used to things quickly.
I don't think I can ever get used to this.
You were so confident about taking Jingyuan's place, like,
It's a pleasure to see you all here today.
24 hours ago, in-game.
Collating casualties and losses. Dispatching forces to round up the remnants of the disciples. Submitting battle reports to the 6 charioteers. Now I know what Jing Yuan meant when he said, the highest throne faces the strongest wins. Generalship is no trifling matter. How could I be enjoying myself? All I can do is get used to it.
See, I picked that one instead of share your troubles with me because I actually don't want to have to share her troubles. So, you know, the game's gonna force you to anyway, but I'd like to protest the entire way.
I think she's enjoying herself.
Master Diviner, have you summoned us here just to sigh and complain?
Oh, welt, reader, ouch.
Of course not. On the contrary, I am eager to thank you all in my official capacity as acting general of the Luofu. Now that things have drawn to a conclusion, it is time to reward you.
Ooh, all those benefits that the General promised. They're finally here! Yippee!
As long as we get to take my husband, Dan Heng, home, I will be satisfied.
Yes. The Astral Express has braved great evil for the Luofu. Your devotion is evident. After discussions with the 6 charioteers, you are henceforth sworn allies of the Luofu. Within the Luofu's jurisdiction, you are to be treated with the highest standard of diplomatic protocol.
We're about to become criminals because I could just see them being like, actually, the dragon has to stay, like, Dan Heng has to stay with us now that he has returned and righted the wrongs or whatever of his past life. Well, he has to now take on his job as High Elder because the Vidyara aren't supposed to be allowed to leave the different ships, like the Xianzhou. And so we're gonna have to bust him out, which is instantly gonna make us enemies. I can see it now. That's my prediction for this.
On behalf of the Astral Express, I would like to thank you, Master Diviner.
Oh, wow. Nothing tangible then? But at least it sounds pretty cool.
Same. Me and March have the same thought process. I'm like, well, you essentially did mercenary work. Do you got any credits?
Now that things have been expressed, I still have something to discuss with you. Please, this way.
Bookshelf? Ah, she's not at her post, so I can't give her the stuff.
Seriously? Thanking us like that and then immediately sending us on another mission? It's not a mission. The Stellaron Crisis. The Disciples of Sanctus Medicus Rebellion. The Arbor's resurrection. Not to mention the Antimatter Legion infiltrating the Luofu. All of these incidents need reporting at the highest level for investigation. It's just that, having been in the middle of everything, I'm struggling to keep an accurate perspective. I would appreciate if you could go through it all with me, so that I can reacquaint myself with a finer detail.
In other words, the for all the people who were able to go through the entire story quest in like 24 hours, this is a summary recap so that you can remember the entire storyline before we get going.
So, where should we begin? It appears that Vantilia was the mastermind behind it all. The Xianzhou warred with the Antimatter Legion in the past, and ever since we have kept a watchful eye on their movements. Few could have foreseen the insidious tactics employed in the execution of their assaults. The Lord Ravager slithered in unnoticed, clandestinely plotting and machinating, and surreptitiously bestowed a Stellaron upon the disciples of Sanctus Medicus. This heinous act instigated an uprising aimed at luring the Luofu into a perilous trap of self-destruction. The present danger posed by the Legion clearly demands a re-evaluation. We should proceed cautiously. When the ambrosial arbor was severed by the Rainbow Arbiter thousands of years ago, the abundance became a taboo. Those within the Alchemy Commission, the original masters of the so-called Way of Immortality, were ruined at a stroke. The Commission became a shadow of its former self. Presumably, from that moment on, the seeds of discord for the disciples of Sanctus Medicus had already been planted. Some of them were willing to work with the enemy, acquiring a Stellaron from the Antimatter Legion to try and revive the abundance. They succeeded all right. But why would Fantilia's objective to be to realize their wishes? Those traitors gained nothing. They betrayed the Xianzhou only to become sacrificial offerings in the Lord Ravager's grand scheme. The Stellaron Hunters. We know just as little. But in the Matrix of Prescience, I saw a prophecy that Kafka received from Destiny's slave. Elio foresaw all manner of possibilities for the Luofu, based on what Kafka knows, and despite everything being under the control of Elio. That prophecy is indeed the most beneficial future for the Luofu. The Stellaron Hunters walked right into our trap, and even gifted allies, in the form of yourselves, to the Xianzhou. That might sound self-interested, but I hope the feeling is mutual.
As long as you all keep your hands off Dan Heng, it's fine.
Now that the future has come true, the Xianzhou has discovered the Legion's intentions, and with everyone's help, has imposed a crushing defeat on Fantilia.
I don't know if it's a crushing defeat, considering we just destroyed an avatar of her and not her actual body. But also it hasn't come true. Kafka said that she was here to put us on the path so that we would be noticed by the Rainbow Arbiter, so that we can get the path of the hunt. And that has not happened yet, so obviously some event is still gonna go on, which I'm concerned for Dan Heng, because that seems to be the loose end that needs to be wrapped up. But the we haven't gotten the hunt path, so obviously it has not been fulfilled yet.
That we may. But as logical as things might seem, there are still many details about which we're uncertain. For example, how was the Stellaron brought onto the Xianzhou? And who sent it onto Scale Gorge Waterscape? How many disciples of Sanctus Medicus still remain at large? All of this is a mystery. Thus far, we've done our best.
Okay, so because I know the spoiler that Locha is like somehow like a really heavy part of this quest, if we're going under Welt's suspicion that people are linked across dimensions and their dimensional counterparts will often follow the same paths across dimensions. So like if someone you meet in one dimension's evil, a lot of times in other dimensions he will also be evil in those dimensions too. It's very rare that your doppelganger between dimensions goes down a different path than you when it comes to like personality and morals and stuff, which is what we learned in Locha's companion mission, which didn't really have Locha in it, which if he's the main character of this next section might explain why. But we know from our main character that Stellarons can be placed in humans, right? Locha's carrying around that coffin. So if we already know due to spoilers that Locha is the main character and that he might be evil because of what Welt said, then what if Locha brought someone who, a person who had a Stellaron in them and delivered that on behest for the Antimatter Legion and gave it to the Sanctus Medicus disciples, which they then put in the tree. That's my guess.
I'm submitting my report to the Alliance, and I've already got a plan in mind. All of you will feature in the report. But for the sake of Jingyuan, anything related to Xianzhou internal affairs will have names redacted. I hope you can forgive me.
I was about to make the same request, Master Diviner. Since the Arbor's resurrection, I'm sure the Alliance will be poring over every detail of the report. I fear that if the Astral Express gets dragged into matters, leaving will not be an easy task.
Jingyuan has committed quite a few violations this time around, and I'll have to deal with them one by one. Cloud Knight generals are all such a hassle. And before you leave, please make time to recuperate. If there's anywhere you'd like to visit, feel free to take a look. I must attend to some Cloud Knight matters. Farewell for now. Oh, if you pass through Starskiff Haven, I have something that I hope you can give to Yuko. It was all so chaotic. When Phantilia took form, it was as if Ting Yun vanished into thin air. The Cloud Knights were only able to find her fan. She took it with her everywhere. It's currently unclear if Ting Yun was a puppet manipulated by Phantilia, or if some form of deception was used to cloud her vision.
Or if she was a Sanctus Medicus disciple that willingly gave over her body.
I'm already prepared for the worst. Considering how the Legion operates, I fear the fate of the Skyfaring Commission Ambassador may be a bleak one. As for how matters are handled with regards to Ting Yun, I believe it's best left to her Foxian ken. I have informed the Skyfaring Commission of the events which took place, and I think it would be best if you were the one to deliver this item to Yukong.
I understand. Leave it with us.
Thank you, Mr. Yang. Now, let me take a look at my remaining duties for the day. It's quite the list. It's getting late. If you need me, I'll be in the Divination Commission Conclave Hall.
Fan with plain cart print. Okay. So, optional. Plan for the future after discussing with your companions. Head over to... Can I talk to her?
The ambrosial arbor is dormant. Thanks to everyone's hard-fought battles, the Luofu is safe once more. Before he left, the general told me to handle things at the seat of divine foresight. Fortunately, now that victory has been achieved, the plans we prepared will never see the light of day. However, the general did order that if he were unable to return to duty, then the Master Diviner would take over his duties temporarily.
Where is Jingyuan? He only showed up very briefly. And he got really injured in the fight with Fantilia.
Alas, I'm no healer. I'm afraid I couldn't say. I ordered a military doctor to provide the most comprehensive emergency treatment they could. The Alchemy Commission was caught up in the Sanctus Medicus conspiracy. It took a lot of work to find someone trustworthy enough to heal the general.
If we can help, don't hesitate to ask. I don't know much about medicine, but there are lots of ways to seal wounds and prevent injuries from worsening.
Like March 7th's ice.
Don't worry. Long-life species are resilient and strong. The general will pull through. He's faced down situations 100 times more dangerous than this.
One of the main Lord Ravenger's subordinates is less dangerous than other situations he's been in.
What do we plan on doing? Thousands of years ago, the Xianzhou Alliance was at its wit's end trying to deal with it. Today, nothing's changed. The Arbor was resurrected. Aside from the Arbiter's Lux arrow, I'm afraid that nothing can materially harm it. We might be able to suppress it with the help of the Videodora, but with internal strife ravaging their ranks, I'm afraid it's a long shot.
If you can locate exactly where the Stellaron is within the Arbor, then the Express might be able to help out.
Thank you for your kind offer, Mr. Yang. But something as important and fundamental as the Ambrosial Arbor will require a meeting and deliberation from the 6 Charioteers. Better to wait until the Master Diviner has another 20 or 30 years under her belt. Subduing the enemy is one of the most minor parts of a general's work. They have to meet with the Luofu's 6 Charioteers and undergo 10 Lords' Commission inspections, all while dealing with the Xianzhou Alliance's top brass. None of it is easy to navigate, but it's a daily responsibility. The crown of a general sits heavy on the head indeed. Ah, I almost forgot. I need to gather data for the Master Diviner's draft report. Bye for now.
Returning to the Luofu and Scale Gorge waterscape. It's a surreal feeling.
What's surreal to me is just the fact of when they decide to make someone's mouth animated versus when they don't. I wish they would just stick to one or the other. Just like never have anyone's mouth move. Ever. Or make sure to animate everyone's mouth. Not this like back and forth they keep doing.
I left so determined. Who would have thought that circumstances would draw me back once more?
The circumstances were manipulated behind the scenes.
I'll be gone very soon. Jingyuan is still recovering, and the Cloud Knights won't protect me anymore. It remains to be seen how the 6 Charioteers will react to my presence.
You should be getting back on the Astral Express now that you know that we're safe ASAP. Like, I need you off this planet, sir, as soon as possible. You are giving me anxiety.
But at least for now, I'm safe. I want to meet the current High Elder of the Videodora. It seems I won't be able to cast off Danfeng's negative karma. So, I'd like to learn more about his past. I want to find out what I can do to make up for his sins.
That is not your responsibility, sir. That's the whole point of your all's molting, is that you cast off any and everything from your past life. Like, it is not part of you anymore.
If you're planning on an extended stay on the Luofu, I'm afraid I won't be able to join you. I'm sorry.
My man, I want off of here as fast as you do. This place is giving me anxiety.
Along the way, but we still managed to kick butt and save the Luofu without breaking a sweat. It was kind of surreal. You don't sound very happy.
Man, the game really wants us to be mad at the Stellaron Hunters, and I'm playing all the save options. Like, I actually think the Stellaron Hunters are nifty.
It may seem like the Stellaron Hunters are controlling everything, future. No matter how powerful they are, they can't make a future that doesn't exist come true.
That's a good point, March. Oh, my nose. My nose. Ugh, my allergies, I guess.
Since showing up, we've saved a lot of people and averted disaster for the whole Xianzhou. Who cares whether someone or something was directed? Be happy.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm just like, why is the game narratively trying to make us be mad at the Stellaron Hunters?
Actually, I was wondering if Diviner Fu could do me a favor.
Ooh, maybe look into your past.
The Matrix of Prescience has amazing powers and can iterate and reiterate Kafka's past. So it got me thinking, if I turned the Matrix on me, could it calculate my past?
That's a good thought.
Yup. When you're free, let's head over to the Divination Commission together and ask them for a favor.
Yeah, because I could also look into my past as well.
Things have come to a close for now. It's good that you came through unscathed. The Master Diviner asked us to pass on this item of Tingyun's. I'll go to the Palace of Astrum and meet with Yukong. If neither of you has anything urgent, it'd be best if you came too.
Alright, so we gotta go to this to continue the thing, and then she wants to go to the Divination Commission. So my question is, if we go to the Divination Commission right now, will March 7th be there? This is where they did the thing with Kafka. Okay, the answer is no, she will not be there. Alright, let's go see Yukong. Trying to grind through this because I have 7 of these. I'm right here. I could maybe squeeze out 3 of these if I get through the entire main story quest in this episode. So let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm just curious what's gonna happen that, like, makes the Rainbow Arbiter look at us, you know? Obviously something with the Ten Lords Commission's gonna happen.
My regards to the 10 Lords.
I will. Our condolences, Hellmaster. You have guests. I shall take my leave.
Her hair reminds me of the newer Fire Emblem game. The one that everybody was calling the main characters like Colgate toothpaste. With this like red and blue.
On behalf of the Skyfaring Commission, I would like to thank the crew of the Express for saving the Luofu from the Stellaron crisis.
Madame Yukong must have heard about Miss Tingyun.
Yes, I have heard. Seeing 4 leave, yet only 3 return, was enough for me to know that Fu Xuan's report was indeed correct. Tingyun. I still can't believe it. The whole report reads like a bad joke. It's simply unimaginable. The Antimatter Legion on the Xianzhou, and Tingyun, a Lord Ravager? How could someone who spent over 30 years working alongside me at the Skyfaring Commission turn out to be nothing more than a monster in disguise? What happened to the real Tingyun?
Madame Yukong.
I'm sorry. I understand. It's just hard for me to accept. Thank you for bringing Tingyun's belongings back to the Palace of Astrum. The Stellaron crisis has cost us too many comrades. Brothers, sisters, children. I'd like to invite all of you, as witnesses to this war, to a soul-soothing ceremony hosted by the Skyfaring Commission. Will you consider?
A soul-soothing ceremony?
I was about to say, this is up to Mr. Yang.
To put it into short life terms, a funeral. You see, for long-life species of the Xianzhou, death has always been a distant, mystical concept. Ordinarily, the Ten Lords Commission guides people to the Hall of Karma before any symptoms of Mara are detected. There, they leave behind their lives and wait for their time to come. People are used to a short farewell, as opposed to a tedious burial process. Given our limited lifespans, the only ones who place value on ceremony are us Foxians. Countless Cloud Knights lost their lives or became Mara-struck during the crisis. The Hall of Karma couldn't take them all in, and so they passed away. All of these sudden deaths and unfulfilled wishes remind us that long-life species still live out insignificant and limited lives. By combining Skyfaring Commission technology with Foxian ceremony, we honor those who have passed on. We place items of the dead onto star skiffs and send them out to sail between the stars, to shine brightly among them.
Okay, so kind of Viking funeral-esque.
It's not just to comfort the dead, those souls who can never talk with us again, but also to comfort their surviving relatives, close friends, and indeed all residents of the Xianzhou. It's also my way of saying farewell to Ting Yu. I know, I'm selfish. She may not have died a Cloud Knight, but she's still one of us here at the Skyfaring Commission. A victim caught up in a wider conflict. I'd like to hold this ceremony as a way of distancing the memory of Ting Yu from the Lord Ravager who tarnished her identity. I can still hardly believe it. I'll use my own methods to locate Ting Yun's whereabouts, but at present, this is the least I can do for her.
Well, if they did say that if her, like, body went up in, like, essentially a puff of smoke, from what we know, that people who are corrupted by the Stellarons, get turned into Antimatter Legion monsters, or they disappear into, like, dust. So, considering that the Lord Ravager was literally possessing her body, I feel like that would cause very intense corruption. So that might be why we can't find her at all, is because she just disintegrated around the Lord Ravager once the Lord Ravager left her body.
I'd like to ask you all to witness this event with me. I've instructed Yen Ming to sort through Ting Yun's belongings. I hope you can pick some out to place around the star skiff.
Leave this to us. We'll take care of it as per your wishes, Madam Yukong.
Once again, my thanks to all of you. I've asked the judges of the Ten Lords Commission to ratify this soul-soothing ceremony, and have commissioned a special skiff at Stargazer Navalia for the ceremony. If you need anything, that's where I'll be.
It would have been cool if we needed to do Qingji's, like, star skiff quest prior to this, and that the specially commissioned star skiff was Qingji's. That would have been cool.
You always did say that I like to gossip, and here I am rambling on, proving you right again. If only you were here to cut me off. Oh, it's you. For a moment, I thought she'd return. Did the Helm Master send you over?
We're here to help sort out Miss Ting Yun's things. Madame Yukong wants to use some of them for her soul-soothing ceremony.
Well, I've managed to get through pretty much everything. It's all in this box. Please, take your time.
Okay, let's see what there is. An amicassator seal, a small box, a knife, a bow, and something wrapped up tight. I wonder what this is. Looks like some kind of antique? But who'd want to hold on to something like this?
Okay. This is completely, it's kind of related, but it's unrelated. I have a cookie jar that almost looks exactly like this. So foxes, for a while, I was one of those kids that went through like phases of different animals, and my mom would get me stuff related to whatever animal that I liked at the time, and at one point I was really into foxes when I was in like high school. I have a cookie jar that almost looks exactly like this.
Oh, Ting Yun explained that one to me. It's a folk statuette from Foxian antiquity. They say it can bring wealth if placed correctly.
There's also a note in the package. This is for you, Mr. Yanming. Wishing you fortune and success in every endeavor. Yanming, it seems like this is a gift for you from Miss Ting Yun.
I remember asking her for one at the time. This is unexpected. I only mentioned it in passing, but she remembered. Ting Yun and I were from different guilds. We were competitors, but also colleagues. When we used to trade in other lands, we would bring back local specialties and distribute them among friends and other guild members. It became a custom. The rivalry between us and the Whistling Flames to be the Skyfaring Commission's top guild was always fierce. We would gift each other all kinds of bizarre oddities. Candy that made your leg hair grow. A violin that could shatter glass with its piercing shriek.
That sounds like it could be used in battle.
Oh, I was completely unprepared for this. I never thought Ting Yun would leave something behind for me that was so sincere and earnest. If I don't return a gift, I'll lose our little duel. But what could I possibly gift her back?
Huh. Besides the seal, the knife, and the bow, none of this seems like something Miss Ting Yun would have kept. I thought she was more about jewelry and beauty. Could there be other things similar to what Yanming got? We should take a look.
Box.
There's nothing else, except a handful of seeds. It looks like there's something printed on the bottom of the box. The Sleepless Earl. Let me think. Where have I seen that name before?
It's a tea shop in one of the city areas.
I can't cook to save my life, but one thing I'm sure of is that's a kitchen knife. I've never seen Miss Ting Yun use anything like that to defend herself. It must be another gift that she never had time to send. There's an ad in the knife case. Spices Supreme. A room alley? Which store is that again?
I think I know where that one is, but I will not say 100%. Alright, so we need to go to the Sleepless Earl. I need to write it down. And then we need to go to Spices Supreme. In our room alley.
This bow. It's a good bow. It couldn't be meant for me, could it? Alright, just kidding. Just trying to liven things up around here. Do you know where we're supposed to take these things?
I know 2 of them. I don't know about the bow, though. Amicassator, Seal, Sleepless Earl, Spices Supreme for someone unknown.
Ting Yun, what am I going to get for you? If only you...
Oh, look. Trying to think on who the bow would go for.
New job application form?
Is Yukong still around? Okay, I don't see her. That'd be my other main guess on who the bow might be for. We might get clues on who the bow goes for when we go through and deliver the other objects.
I've never attended a memorial, and I don't know what I should do here.
Okay, it directs you where the Sleepless Earl is and stuff. Alright, so I want to see if we can go back to Exalting Sanctum and... drop off those two other items.
It's getting late. Where to now?
Would you like me to relay your message?
Oh good, she's up there now. Okay. I have a note and a package.
Aren't you General Jing Yuan's esteemed guest?
Okay, I understand. A mini neutron package, is it? I'll pass it over to the Ten Lords Commission. Thank you for your support of the Seat of Divine Foresight's cause. Really? Can you give it to me? Thank you for your cooperation. Just leave the rest to us. You may take your leave. It blew up. Am I gonna be put in jail? What happened? Did it go off? Dang, I was blown all the way here? Hey Kalis, you're awake. Bye, Lou. Did I get reborn? Bomb? Oh, you mean the prank scare box? Jingzhu explained most of the situation to me. So what happened exactly? Why were you knocked out by a prank scare box? Looks like you don't know either. Alright, Jingzhu left the note inside the box for me. Take a look. Maybe it'll jog your memory. Despair! Oh my gosh! No! No! Are you having a good time at the Xianzhou Alliance? Sampo Koski. My man, you didn't! Oh, that's so funny! Oh my gosh. He straight up was like, you left me by myself. Are you having a good time? Oh my gosh. He came to the Xianzhou? Is this someone you know? To pull off such an old school prank. This person doesn't seem ordinary at all. Oh yes, almost forgot. Jingzhu also asked me to give this to you. Her exact words are, thank you for your support of the Seat of Divine Foresight's work, and also for saving everyone in the Xianzhou Luofu. So keep it. By the way, if you feel under the weather, come and find me anytime. 3 praises of high morale. 3, I guess, for not blowing up the Scale Gorge waterscape, but if it's just a prank bomb, then I imagine it would not have done much damage, but we might not have seen Sampo's note then. Alright, we gotta go back to the Exaltum Sanctum a second time. I have a note to deliver. Oh, I wonder if I can deliver the note still, considering that the crisis is mostly over. Wonder if it was like a timed thing.
Where to now?
Ooh, wrong way. Gotta go one more down. There we go. Oh my gosh, Sampo's lore is just amazing. I will 100%, like, if there is ever a 5-star masked full version of Sampo, I will spend all my Stellar Jade on it. 112%. Okay, I have a note for you as well.
May I ask?
Is it... Okay, so it doesn't look like I give it to Xianzhou. Oh, maybe it's them because it's Yang.
Pretty please.
No, it's not them either. Is it one of the Cloud
How am I
Knights?
able to assist you?
No. Huh, I wonder where that one would go. I'll have to get into that one later then. I'll look it up for you all. Alright, back to the main quest. Oh my gosh, it's one of Sampo's little, like, blinding bombs, probably. That he uses in battle. That's so funny.
It's getting late. Where to now?
I would love to know what happens if you drop it in Scale Gorge.
Sleepless Earl.
Oh, I caught Mr. Yang off.
I'm the owner here. The name's Ming Ming. How many of you are there? Which tea would you like today? Oh, this is the tea Miss Ting Yu promised to get for me. She really went to another world for me. She's incredible. When I took over this tea house for my parents, I thought I'd shake things up by creating a new tea product. Famous brews like Whale Tide Spring or Vegetations in the Alchemy Cauldron have been around for millennia, and imported mixed teas have also found a niche. Introducing a new product into the industry is really hard. Miss Ting Yoon came to the tea house one day and heard about my troubles. She said she could find me a brand new strain during her travels. One that nobody on the Xianzhou had ever tasted. I just thought she was trying to cheer me up. I never thought she'd actually do it. Where is Miss Ting Yoon today?
You tell Min Ming about what happened to Ting Yun.
Oh, Miss Ting Yoon.
We found this box of seeds among her belongings. I'm sure Miss Ting Yun would have liked for you to have it.
Thank you. All of you. I think I should give something to Ting Yun in return.
A few moments later, Ming Ming serves the tea she brewed.
Based on her suggestion, I improved the Whale Tide Spring, Emerald Hills, and Dawn Dew strains to make a new variety with a sweet, long-lasting taste. I called it Ting Yun's Blend, seeing as Ting Yun won't be able to try it. We should drink a cup to her memory.
Doesn't that design look like the Ayato set teacup in Genshin? I know it's like very off topic, but that teacup just reminded me of that.
It's getting late. Where to now?
The Luofu is famous for its mung bean soda. You've got to give it a try. Oh, how's it going? Did you take some time off? See any more of the Xianzhou? Isn't that the place on Aurum Alley over in Exalting Sanctum? All the foodies go there. What about it? Planning on treating me to a feast? It's the main commercial street in the Exalting Sanctum, although it's a lot quieter since the whole Stellaron crisis thing.
That's also the place that Locha mentioned.
Tourists fresh off the Starskiff always head to Starwatcher Avenue in Starskiff Haven. It's one of those bustling tourist streets. But if you want the real deal on local snacks, you've gotta get to Aurum Alley. I've marked it out for you on your... Whenever I'm tired of Celestial Jade or slacking off, I head over for a bowl of Granny Chen's tofu. Darn it, now that you've brought it up, I suddenly don't feel like clocking in for work anymore.
Jingchui is like such a mood. Oh, is this a new area? Oh my gosh, a new area. Ah, and last time I streamed, I was all excited because I finally 100%ed the map. And they've introduced a new map. And who knows, they might be introducing a few more in this update, I'm not sure. Is that just a pigeon I just heard?
Spice is supreme. Check out that sign. Here it is.
Honored guests, welcome to our humble eatery. What can we get for you today? Something from Miss Tingyun for me? Oh, what a precious person she is. A sweet thing like her, gifting me a kitchen knife. When she first ate here, I told her my motto. You can't better your own food unless you taste it. Then she got me to talk about my hunting and cooking experiences out on other worlds.
Oh, I wonder if the bow's for her as well then.
She was captivated. She pestered me about dish after dish. At the end, she mentioned she wanted to get me a gift. A sword for a hero and a knife for a chef. That's how she put it. She probably came across some rare mineral and forged it by hand. Look how sharp it is. I bet it cuts straight through a Thalassa titanium terrapin shell. Miss Tingyun is too kind. Who among the Aurum Alley vendors hasn't been spoiled by the generosity of Whistling Flames? Her grand fare puts small merchants like us in touch with big intergalactic vendors. If we're talking gifts, it's us who should be gifting her something. Oh, I heard the trade port is open again for business. Miss Tingyun must be real busy, right? This is real, right? The monster you mentioned, where did it come from? I wish I could take this knife and cut it to ribbons. Forget it. Matters like these are beyond the control and understanding of a cook like me. Thank you, all of you. Let me prepare a dish for you as a gift from Miss Tingyun.
She goes back into the kitchen and brings out a steaming bowl of food.
It was our chili oil beef offal stew that first attracted Miss Tingyun to our restaurant. I can't believe that she'll never taste it again. Please, you'll have to eat her share too.
About that bow, I think I know who Miss Tingyun intended to gift it to.
Oh, yeah, that's why I was...
Mr. Yan Ming said an Ami Cassider will return with a gift for a trusted colleague. The person who Tingyun trusts the most is Madame Yukong, right?
Yeah, that's why I was looking for her in the room while we were there. We'll come back and explore this area as soon as the main quest is done. Man, I was so excited to have 100%ed the map in the Xianzhou finally.
What brings you here? Oh, did Ting Yun pick it out for me? She understood my pain. It's a shame I can no longer do anything for her. 30 years ago, I fought in a terrible war. My comrade and I set sail together, but only I returned. Scars of that war never truly healed. Still, the Luofu traced out its arc of recovery and continued to trade. I felt tired of voyaging, like I'd lost the courage to pull on a bowstring ever again. I hid away in the Skyfaring Commission and buried myself in work, never wanting to see the sky again. Despite rising to Helm Master, my military career hadn't prepared me for the type of meticulous planning work now confronting me. Ting Yun, on the other hand, was a born merchant, always discussing business matters with me and offering up advice, even if she was my subordinate. She never fought alongside me on the battlefield, but in her own way, she became a comrade in arms. Without the help of Ting Yun and the guild, the Luofu would not have been able to recover in the space of just 30 short years. I used to think that the Xianzhou had changed with the times. Geniuses like Ting Yun were the future for the Skyfaring Commission's next generation. They would bring prosperity to the Luofu. I was only ever suited to the flames of war. I was wrong. Only when the last minions of the Antimatter Legion are wiped out will I become useless to the Xianzhou. The Xianzhou needs people like me, those willing to cruise the sky and fight the flames. The star skiff is ready for the ceremony now. Everyone, please place your objects aboard the star skiff.
Wait! Wait for me!
Did you find an item, sir?
Miss Ting Yun prepared a gift for me. As a fellow ambassador, I cannot fail to honor our custom.
I'm tearing up, guys. Like, I'm actually tearing up a little bit.
Yan Ming, what is it that you've prepared?
I've brought a paper kite. I know it may seem simple compared to the precious items that Ting Yun gifted others in the past, but it has a deeper meaning.
My man, you had like 2 hours max to prepare. I don't think people would mind.
I heard that Foxians have a tradition where paper kites are used to comfort the souls of pilots who can no longer take to the skies. Ting Yun and I were never pilots in the strictest sense of the word, but we spent much of our lives out among the stars.
Oh no, I'm actually crying.
For her to be able to take wing once again would make her very happy.
Oh my gosh, I'm actually crying. No!
If you're ready, please select a few items to place aboard the star skiff.
Well, obviously all the items people prepared for her.
What do you think we should place on the star skiff?
All the stuff people prepared for her. It's everybody's individual wishes. The food, the tea, the kite. Everybody wanted us to try them with her. If we can only choose a few things. On one hand, the ambassador's seal seems important, but she didn't seem like she... I don't know how much of when Fantelia took over Ting Yun, but she seemed like she didn't particularly like... If we can take what her personality was like at the start as her personality, it seemed like she wanted to do as little work as possible so that she could enjoy life. But that might just be Fantelia, because Yukong says that she's pretty much a workaholic. But the soul-soothing paper kite is so cute and, like, important to their culture, so definitely that.
This time, we needn't compete. Go. Fly on to other distant worlds.
Okay, good. I can put multiple things on. Okay, I was concerned about only picking one.
This is a gift from Miss Yensui on behalf of all the restaurants on Arum Alley. You're going to love this. This is the tea that Meng Ming has made, especially named after you.
Thank you for everything you've done for the Skyfaring Commission and the Luofu. This small seal is the foundation of the Xianzhou's prosperity. The Skyfaring Commission shall never forget you, Ting Yu. I will seek out the truth, and if it is discovered that you were taken from us, I swear to avenge your unjust end. It is time for the soul-soothing ceremony. Please make your way to Earthrise Agora in Starskiff Haven.
Ugh. Guys, I'm crying. I am not well. Soon the Starskiff will carry the items you selected to stars unknown, vanishing in the vastness of their halo. Long life or short life, everyone sails towards the same destination. Once this is over, I'll get to gush about Sampo, but it's gonna take me a minute. Oh my gosh.
It's getting late. Where to now?
Oh, there he is.
General, the ceremony is finished. You should take a rest.
Not yet. I have things I wish to convey to my astral friends. My apologies I couldn't get to you any sooner. Yan Qing made sure that I was fully recuperated. Before you leave the Luofu, there are two things I wish to gift the Express.
Two gifts? Has his conscience finally gotten the better of him? Is he going to make up for all our hard work along the way?
March. You're the best. I'd like free real estate, please. You're too kind, General. If we want to be polite, this one. If we want to follow March's lead, some real estate aboard the Luofu would be nice, but no.
Please. Let us reconvene at the seat of divine foresight.
Oof. Oof, that last bit, it got to me, guys. I'm not well.
It's getting late. Where to now?
Oh, my goodness.
Would you like me to relay your message?
Trying really hard not to shrimp and let my posture slacken. But it's really hard. I keep having to remind myself like every 30 seconds.
Present company is gathered to reiterate the Xianzhou Luofu's esteemed gratitude for the magnanimous actions of the Nameless.
Like right now, why is his mouth animated?
I am sure Lady Fu has given voice to this already, but the Luofu is greatly indebted to you. Therefore, on behalf of the Luofu Cloud Knights, I hereby present you with a jade abacus, a symbol of our allied friendship.
Your version of a cell phone? Is this a souvenir? Well, it's like Kalis.
It could indeed be considered a souvenir of a certain variety, but not one you could find in a gift store.
Yeah. I love how he just straight up is like trying to explain how it's important. Are we gonna get the hunt variant by like touching this thing? That's what I want to know. Like, we came here and the whole point of this was to get like noticed by the Rainbow Arbiter so that we could get the path of the hunt. So like, is the touching this gonna give us the path of the hunt?
Back when the Alliance was first established, all those thousands of years ago, the Xianzhou ships swore an oath, etching the record into a jade abacus. The world may crumble, and the heavens may fall. But this oath shall never be broken. The same is true of this jade abacus. It is a record of the Luofu Cloud Knight's promise to the crew of the Astral Express. It is also a beacon. Grip it tightly, and it will send a message to the jade abacus here, in my hand.
Oh, okay, so it's free, like, SOS call for help, like, we need backup.
No matter how astronomically distant you are, the Luofu Cloud Knights will always come to the aid of the crew, whatever your need may be.
And this is probably what the entirety of, like, the reason we were brought here is because whatever the final battle is gonna be, we're gonna need their help.
Wow, now that's what I call a payoff.
I feel like the minute we touch this, we're gonna get the hunt path.
Of course, I trust that such an important article will not be used for trivial or inappropriate circumstances. I hope you can understand.
Oh yeah, no, we're gonna put that in Mr. Yang and Himiko's hands immediately to be put in a safe place.
Yup, got it. Say no more. Sure thing.
Thank you for your generosity, General.
Don Hong.
Hey, hands off!
General.
In accordance with the Edict of the Ten Lords Commission, I am hereby authorized to relieve your banishment decree. From this day henceforth, you may come and go freely on the Luofu.
Okay, as long as they don't try to keep him, then it's fine.
Nice!
But I must remind you that the crimes of Don Feng have had far-reaching implications. And some people, such as those in Scale Gorge Waterscape, will not be much moved by the issuance of a paper edict. While I can guarantee your freedom to come and go as you please, I cannot guarantee your safety. Again, I hope you can understand.
I understand.
This issuing of gifts brings with it a sense of relief. Even my wound is feeling much improved. The occasion calls for a line or two of poetry. Though I feel my efforts would be overshadowed by the erudition of Lady Fu. Another time, perhaps. The Express and its passengers have a long voyage ahead of them. May that voyage be smooth and untrammeled. I bid you farewell.
Okay, optional. Before you return to the Express, bid farewell to the people you got to know on the Xianzhou. Plan for the future after discussing with your companions. Okay, so this will move us forward in the plot. So...
Oh, hi. I know we haven't got the chance to get acquainted, but I've heard a lot of good things about the crew from the General. I have to say, I'm very impressed. So soon? I wanted to help the General, but things didn't turn out how I wanted them to be. I've learned my lesson. Also, I have a rather abrupt request. After fighting Dan Heng, I feel like my skills are lacking somewhere. If you have any time to coach me... Deal. Safe travels.
The second half of the Luofu's Jade Abacus of Allying Oath. It takes on the shape of a tiger. Not sure if the detail carries any significance. Yeah, well, our general's like image is a lion. Tigers technically are superior. No, tigers eat lions in nature when they're in each other's territory. Like, tigers are more aggressive, like, in that they can, like, I don't know how to explain this. Like, tigers and lions don't normally overlap in territory. They're very different geological locations. But the roar, a lot of times, that you hear in movies that's a lion's roar, quote unquote, is not actually a lion's roar. It's a tiger's roar, because lions aren't naturally that aggressive. So, tigers are a lot more aggressive. But they're also more of, like, journeying off. They don't usually have, like, a certain territory unless they are, from what I can remember, it's been a while since I was obsessed with tigers, but they like to travel a lot, so that could be a showing of the express, while then lions are more pack creatures, which could signify the Luofu. Okay, so it looks like it's only named NPCs that we can say goodbye to. Alright, so I think that's mostly the end of the Xianzhou, but we didn't get a path while we were here. That's what I'm confused about. I'm trying to think on even where I could meet people to say goodbye to them. I know Yukong will be in here.
It's getting late. Where to now?
Oh, I thought Yukong would be in here. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, oh, say goodbye to people. And I'm like, I don't even know where people are. Well, alright. We said goodbye to one person. That's good enough, right? As long as we can come back to the Xianzhou, it should be fine.
It's getting late. Where to now?
I always do that. We said goodbye to Yanqing, so we got one person in.
What is your purpose for entering?
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like we get one path for planet, but we haven't gotten Path of the Hunt. I feel like something has to go wrong, because that's the entire point of the reason why we're here on this like ship.
Himiko messaged me. The Express detected the Jade Gate's reopening. She asked whether we'd be heading back anytime soon. She was also asking after you, Danheng. I think it'd be best if you update her in person, don't you think?
She must have been worried. I'll return to the train and put her mind at rest.
Himiko must be eager to hear about what we've been up to on this mission too, right? Hang on. Oh, how could I forget? We should bring something back for the conductor. Have you got any unfinished business on the Xianzhou? Oh yeah, there are some people we haven't said goodbye to yet.
Fine. Danheng and I will go back to the Express. The two of you come back soon, okay?
Don't worry, Mr. Yang.
It's like, I want to make sure I can come back to the Xianzhou, because like I have quests that I haven't gotten done. But if you all remember last time, I accidentally did not get to do the like trailer for the next area on recording because I got onto the Express in between Belobog and the Xianzhou, and I didn't know that if you get on the express, you can't get off until you're on the next planet. So that's I'm a little concerned about that. But let's go.
Go back to the express first.
We've been so busy running around in circles, we haven't gotten the chance to say goodbye to friends we've just met. I feel like parting is still such sweet sorrow. Who should I go to first? The Master Diviner? Qingque? The Miracle Doctor? Or what about Master Gongshu? Shall we go and meet them all?
Okay, I like how they kind of give you a list of the people you could meet. When they say Miracle Doctor, do they mean Locha? That's my question.
There's a dreamlike quality to watching these starscapes depart through the Jade Gate. How long will these ships sail? And which stars are they traveling to?
From a universal perspective, there is little difference between the lives of long and short-lived species. The transcendence that the Xianzhou pursues is nothing compared to the enduring majesty of the stars. And the grief felt here is no different from our own.
We're so sassy.
Welt was telling me about your experiences. I'm more than a little envious. The Ambrosial Arbor, the Ebon Deer, the Divination Commission Matrix, Scale Gorge Waterscape. I pestered Don Hung to tell me about his experiences, but alas, what could have been a magnificent saga was reduced to a few words and a grunt. Next time, I think I should be the one trailblazing with you guys. Welt can stay on the express.
Ooh, next planet! Himiko goes with us.
Since when did the work roster just change like that?
Yes, no more Stellaron Hunter interruptions. It's time to get our original plan back on track. Our next stop is Penacony, remember?
No, it's been too long.
The Express's records show that Penacony was a prison planet used by the IPC to exile criminals. At least, it was at the time of recording.
Is this gonna be like an Australia kind of thing?
However, following a Stellaron burst, the planet fell into the arms of Xipe. They say it's been transformed into a prosperous and ethereal realm.
Xipe. Interesting.
The family is throwing a banquet there, and they sent invitations out to the Express. I was curious about the state of the planet, so I accepted. When the conductor is ready, we can set off for the next stop.
Meanwhile, in the shackling prison...
All who enter here are either jailers or prisoners. Which are you?
Neither. I'm merely a lost traveler.
What a spectacle. The Stellaron, the Ambrosial Arbor, the disciples of Sanctus Medicus, the Lord Ravager. A series of threats that almost succeeded in diverting attention away from the crucial question. They who brought the Stellaron onto the Xianzhou, what was their motive? Will you surrender, or do you require encouragement? Abomination of Yaoshi.
General, my power does indeed stem from the abundance. But I'm the same as you. We are both enemies of Yaoshi.
That's right, Genuine. Stay out of our way. The revival of the Arbor is an omen. It's time for the Xianzhou to choose its next path. The Rainbow Arbiter, the Plague's author, the Ruin author. This is a chess game between eons. If you don't stand with the winners, you stand to lose. And this time, we will put the abundance in their grave.
Stay tuned to find out what happens next in the upcoming installment. Alright, I have some thoughts. I'm glad I actually got that on camera this time. My reaction to that, though the facial expressions are limited. Okay, so first of all, alright, so a lot of people, like what we were talking about, so it does sound like we confirmed that Locha was the one that brought the Stellaron on board. But what it seems like his reasonings are a little... He's blessed by the abundance, but he seems to hate Yaosha. I'm so glad Yao that I finally maybe heard how to say her name properly. And so, but he seems to maybe be teamed up with, oh, I forgot her name. I think she was Jinyuan's mentor, who seems to have a frost ability. I'm curious if that means that she is with my favorite Aeon, whose name escapes me right this second. Wait a minute, let me go to here so we can go to the simulated universe and look at it. Index. Oh, the new path is on here too. Here it is, Fuli, the Remembrance. So I'm curious because Fuli's entire path has to deal with like freezing enemies and whatnot. So I'm really curious if Fuli, and people who follow Fuli cover their face, right? So I'm really curious if Fuli is the one that's going up really hard against Yaosha. And so this is really interesting. Back in business. Okay, new side quest. Alright, so we're done with the main quest once again. And we can finally start on this one. You'll get to get Sushang once you've gotten to enough ones, and we got limited rewards, which is a ton of Stellar Jade, which I definitely need right now if I even have a chance of getting my husband. Ah, there is a ton of Stellar Jade in this. Okay. Unfortunately we're running out of time today. What quest? Okay, so it is this one that relates to the new event, so we will focus on that one last. We'll work on these three here. So that's what we're gonna do on Wednesdays. We're immediately gonna start working on participate in the soul-soothing ceremony and form an alliance with the Xianzhou. We still have not got the blessing of the hunt. Oh, speaking of blessing, while we're here, I will buy it. Oh, that's new. I haven't seen anyone talking about this. What is this one for? Nihility. Okay, so I thought we were gonna get the hunt, so I wonder if we're gonna get the nihility soon as an ability. Because these tickets seemed like they're the best option for our Trailblazer, and they were kind of in order of what we thought we were gonna get abilities. So we got the Destruction Path first, and then when we were on Belobog, we got the Preservation. We just let the Xianzhou, which is what this one looks like, but we haven't gotten the Path of the Hunt yet, so I'm a little confused about that. And then this one's for Nihility, so I wonder if on the next planet, the one that's the former prison planet, I wonder if we'll be getting the Nihility path for our Trailblazer. which will be great because I do not have many Nihility characters, so I definitely need it. There we go, and let's superimpose this. Yeah, we haven't gotten it. I was like, we didn't get it and I just forgot, right? Looks like we got some messages. Let's see, from Don Hung. Oh, this is probably for his new companion mission. He has a new companion mission, I think, with his new 5-star form. Kalis, are you busy these days? I'd like to ask you to accompany me on a certain task. So you're worried that someone on the Xianzhou might want to hurt you and want me as your bodyguard? You jest. I want to meet the current High Elder of the Luofu Vidyaraha. I want to ask you about the bygone matters, so I'll be better understand what I can still do to make amends in for my past life. Okay, I'll be there any time you need me. Thank you. Let us meet at the Sinwood Pavilion in the Exalting Sanctum. Alright, so the other thing I wanted to check is how many Stellar Jade. Okay, that puts us at 8, I think, because I think we had 7. Yes, okay, so I only need 2 more, and then I can do a poll. But yeah, the only thing that might stop us from immediately getting into the event on Wednesday is if I promised that I would not pull for Zhongli in Genshin off screen because I talk about him so much. So I promised I'd pull up my Genshin account and watch you all let you all watch me do polls. So I think Zhongli will be out by next week on Wednesday because I think it's like 5 days away, or he might be out on Friday. I'm not sure. And so depending on when he's out, either Wednesday or Friday, we'll start the stream off by pulling on Genshin. But for now, let's see. Let us start with Qingji's, because I think Qingji should be relatively short. I hope. And then I also want to look up real quick what to do with this thing. Younggren's documentation. Because I thought for sure that you would give it to the Divine Commission. Okay, we're going to the Alchemy Commission, I think. Yep. Oh, Bailu.
You say you're around keeping commission officer?
Working as a traveling healer puts food on.
Mine? What do you mean? I didn't expect you to have these documents. Well, this is highly confidential Cloud9 information, and now I need you to come with me. But I don't know anything. Doesn't matter if you know the details or not. This document, well, I'm only bringing you along so that my colleagues can carry it to your safety. Let's go. Wait, where's my contact? I'll definitely inform him about my arrival. Could it be? No, something is terribly wrong. Look, I was going to ask my colleague to keep you safe, but he's not where he's supposed to be. Something must have gone wrong with the higher-ups. Just stay behind the boxes and don't come out, unless I tell you to. Don't do anything stupid, are we clear? Listen, you have no idea how ruthless they can be. Anyway, just listen to me and don't do anything stupid. Stick with me. Youngren places himself in front of you to shield you from danger, then leads you to a hidden spot and tells you to hide there. Once you are sure of safety, only then do you dare to turn to the side and observe Youngren closely. No wonder Brother Ching wasn't in his usual spot. It was you! You are the mole! Jianming. Calm down. You're saying I'm a mole? Weren't you undercover too? Why so hostile against me when we're both moles? No, I'm nothing like you. I've been a servant of justice. It's funny how you folks from the Seat of Divine Foresight never seem to fit in with the more dicey crowd, yet you all believe you fit in so well. I've looked into your background. You're just a low-level Cloud Knight who's been undercover for years and doesn't even have an official file on record at the Seat of Divine Foresight. What makes you talk with such confidence? Save your breath. I thought we were brothers, but you betrayed everyone. Can you face our fallen brothers and sisters who died at the hands of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus with a clear conscience? As I said, let's calm down. We've known each other for years, and I'm here to talk about us collaborating. Just give me a chance. What chance? I didn't have a choice before. They threatened me, so I had to join the Cloud Knights as an undercover agent. But now, the disciples of Sanctus Medicus have been exposed, so I want to take this chance to do the right thing. Yeah, sure, you can tell that to the counselors at the Seat of Divine Foresight. Come on, friend, just give me a way out, please. I'm sorry, but I'm a Cloud Knight. Ha! You don't even have official documents. Who'd believe you're truly a Cloud Knight? But I do. Brother Chung has my documents. This is where you're mistaken. His encrypted Psycrane and Jade Abacus are now in my hands, along with your documents. You filthy traitor! I'll take you down today for the sake of the Cloud Knights. Please, you think you're the only one trained in the Cloud Knights martial arts here? I pleaded with you for a chance to do the right thing. If you won't listen, then I guess I have to. Da-da-da. Who are you? You... No wonder I've never met you before. In that case, Brother Young, I've got to get something off my chest that's been bothering me for years. This matter may be settled one way or another. Listen, I told you I didn't have a choice. The disciples threatened my family, so I had to join the Cloud Knights as their mole. I never hurt my comrades. I even used techniques from the disciples of Sanctus Medicus to save many knights. And you, I even taught you my pharmaceutical skills. I knew you were a mole from the beginning. You really think you managed to evade their notice right under their noses with your incredible feats of espionage? Brother Yang, come on. It's me who's been covering for you. Your medical knowledge was terrible. It's been 10 years. They promised me I'd be free after 10 years. Now 10 years have passed and they've asked for another 10. I'm done. I've had enough. I'd rather be a true Cloud Knight than a pawn for them. Please, just give me a chance to do the right thing, Young. I still think you can tell that to the higher-ups, though. But sure. It's ridiculous. You hurt Brother Cheng, and now you're asking me to show you mercy? Why didn't you show him any mercy? I didn't hurt him at all. I just borrowed his Psycrane and Jade Abacus. You think I'm a fool? You just won't believe me, will you? Alright, how about we make a deal? As you see, I have your official documents. You promise not to expose my identity as an undercover agent, and I'll give these documents back to you. Otherwise what? Would someone who wants to do the right thing use such underhanded methods? Fine, I'll give you back your documents. As I said, I just want to do the right thing. I've got nothing to hide about that. You know better than anyone what it's like to be a mole. I just don't want to live in fear anymore. I've sent all the information I know about the disciples of Sanctum Medicus and done my part. My report, I stated it was you who provided the tip-offs. I suppose that means your mission is complete, and you'll become Cloud Knight in no time. As long as we keep it a secret, we'll both be fine. I have my chance to do the right thing, and you won't need to stay undercover any longer. Alright, I promise you, but once I return, I'll verify Ching's situation and the other details. What you said is true, I'll keep your secrets to myself and nobody else. However, if... Don't worry, what I said is the absolute truth. I never want to be a mole ever again. Oh, his outfit's snazzy. And please keep this between us, Kalis. I'm sorry for getting you involved in all this trouble with the Seat of Divine Foresight. Now, if you'll excuse me. You watch as Yangren and Jingming leap together. You find yourself wondering what they experienced together and why all this happened. However, the original unsolvable dilemma has changed thanks to your intervention. It was something that Yangren didn't expect. Another achievement. Alright, I think that's everything out of my bag that can be interactable currently. We stacking up the high morals. Alright, so let's take a look. Alright, Qingji, what dilemma are you in now? Are you hiding under a bench still? You are not. Already an improvement from the last time I saw you. What are you doing here? It isn't going well, so I'm too embarrassed to show the design to you. I think it looks good to me. What's wrong? Since I built the star skiff according to my master's design, the star skiff has malfunctioned a lot of times, and its quality isn't up to par. I'll give you a demonstration if you guys are interested. How bad can it be? It's not a normal experience whatsoever. This is the remote control used to test the star skiff. Just treat it as a shoddy driving simulation. Don't ask me why you can't hop straight on the star skiff to test it. I wouldn't recommend it if you want to stay safe. This star skiff isn't moving. This star skiff seems quite disobedient. Is the remote broken? There's nothing wrong with the remote control. Thanks for being such a considerate of my feelings. In fact, you should ask whether the star skiff is broken. The term broken implies that it used to be working fine. What if it wasn't fine from the beginning? Try pressing stop. Oh no, the star skiff is going out of control. You quickly pressed stop, but it unexpectedly provided power to the jade wheel. The star skiff charged at its full speed out of the port and vanished out of your sight. It's been set free. Goodbye, star skiff. Qingji, aren't you going to get your star skiff back? Just let it be. After all, it's a failure. I finished up the design according to my master's manuscript and produced a pile of incombustible junk. I really should have worked at a factory or set up a food stall for a living. I really have zero talent for craftsmanship. I think you can do better. Unfortunately, I've already done my best. The lightweight starship designed by my master has a small turning radius, high speed, and can travel far. Of course, the more advanced the design, the higher the precision required to control it. Most craftsmen who made similar attempts in the past ended up failing. Starship experts at the time opined that the advantage of a lightweight starskiffs did not contribute much in the face of real dangers. Therefore, my master came up with a set-and-forget support system that complemented the starskiff. This system will respond to the pilot's action differently according to the different conditions, making it easy for every pilot to maneuver the starskiff. What you guys witnessed earlier was how the so-called set-and-forget system worked. Kalis, I'm not in the mooks for jokes now. I have no idea what I messed up. I'm very sure I've done every step according to the manuscript. As a matter of fact, this is just one of my many failures. I should probably be more worried about the funding gap now. There are undisclosed techniques in the manuscript. Actually, I plan on building it secretly to impress Master Gongshu. No way, that's impossible. If there's a problem, it must be my fault. Sometimes masters make mistakes too, like Master Diviner. I think she's never blundered, right? While Master Ryan was a genius, I'm just an incompetent apprentice. It's easy to see who's more likely to mess up. Even if I wanted to ask for the opinions of other craftsmen, it's no longer possible now that the starscript's been ruined. I have an idea. Let's install the set and forget system on an Arumaton and bring it to Master Gongshu so you can take a look. How does that sound? In that way, you can consult with him without disclosing your master's core techniques. It might work. I'll go and borrow an Arumaton now. To link the system to the Arumaton, I need some parts that can be connected to the Jade Abacus. I'm counting on you guys for this. Sure, Kalis will be in charge of getting the parts, and I'll visit Master Gongshu. Let's go. Oh, I thought this would be a shorter quest, but it looks like it might be more involved, but that's fine. I think this is the closest teleport. Wrong way. Alright, Arumaton. Or parts for the Arumaton. Is a standard part that can be used on the Arumaton. It can link the master control system of the Arumaton to an external Jade Abacus, thus enabling the customization of the Arumaton's action models for a craftsman to perform testing. And then we just give this back to Qingji. Frankly speaking, I'm not sure whether I can turn the set and forget system driving system into a set and forget pilot system. Hey, let's give it a go. Have you found the Arumaton part? Thanks a lot. Now we need to fix the Jade Abacus with the set and forget system on the Arumaton. Could you please do me another favor? Bingo. Please take care of the Jade Abacus. Do a little... puzzle. If Master Gongshu can figure out the concept behind the system, will he be suspicious? Forget it, being a warrior now isn't gonna help. Soon after, Qing Chui brings Master Gongshu here. Master Gongshu, there's something I need to trouble you with today. This girl from the Divination Commission has told me about the set and forget pilot system you are working on. She said you needed my help to check on what went wrong. Since Ryan passed away, I haven't seen you working on something new for ages. I'm so upset that you never approached me, but chose to do it alone before this. Now you're finally seeking my help. I can't wait to look at your masterpiece. Drum roll, please. I like how dramatic he is, though. I'll check it to spare you guys from taking unnecessary steps. You have a set and forget pilot system and driving support Arumaton. Why don't you fix the system onto the star skiffs? How youngsters nowadays think is beyond me. Master Gongshu examines the design of the Arumaton pilot and completes a test on the Arumaton's abilities. Furrowing his eyebrows, he noticed something is amiss. The first thing I'd like to point out is the incompatibility of the system with the Arumaton. The system belongs to a star skiff, doesn't it? You really can't hide anything from an experienced craftsman. It's very dangerous to modify the Arumaton sloppily like this. Secondly, the system won't work even if it is used on a starship. It's riddled with errors. Why do you think so? Both of us know next to nothing about Artiflex or Artificium, but I believe you must have a valid reason for your opinion, Master Gongshu. I can show you by performing a test. Please hold the weapon first. Now let's enter some random starskip traffic flow data of several starskip ports, and the system will make a timely judgment based on the number and distance of the other nearby starskips. 1, 2, Divination Commission Girl, please increase the numbers. 3, 4, the system is locked. Security mode is activated. Threats on the route are to be eliminated immediately. Security mode is activated. Threats on route are to be eliminated immediately. Use the iron rod to protect us, kid. Not the baseball bat. Coming in handy, per usual.
Here, there's thunder. Is that all? Rules are made to be broken.
I wonder if that changes at all depending on what version of the Trailblazer you have. Like if you had the The,
Show no mercy.
Dooley Bop, if you had the preservation Trailblazer, I wonder if that would have changed to, like, spear or something. The automaton has stopped moving. The system collapses while it's monitoring the 4th star skiff. Think about how many star skiffs there are in a lane on a normal day. There'll be dozens of them from all directions. Ryan made this system, didn't he? It must be my fault, as I am the one who has completed missing part of my master's manuscript. I'm sure there's no problem with the original version. If Ryan were here, I would have told him forthrightly that his design wouldn't work. I'm sure you know I have nothing against you. Please don't take this personally. Master Ryan couldn't have been wrong. Well, I think I should get going. Feel free to come to me if you have any questions. Even someone like Master Gongju cannot be 100% sure that he will never make mistakes. You might be idolizing your master too much. Perhaps there's a mistake in his manuscript. He did, but this is, after all, his last manuscript. That doesn't mean he wouldn't make mistakes. Do you still remember the manuscript as my master's dream? I have to complete it, by hook or crook. Then you gotta work on the errors. I can't. Only Master Ryan himself can complete his manuscript, not me. I wish Master Ryan was still around. He would have been able to explain his design to me. What if Master Ryan could explain it to you face to face? Can you summon his soul? Of course I can't, but it might be possible if you get the right person to help you. According to a book I flipped through, the Repository of Divine Commission, life on the Xianzhou doesn't end in a strict sense. When someone's life's on the brink of death, for example, when they become Mara-struck, Judge of the Tim Lord's commissions will bring them away and send their souls to the Hall of Karma. Hall of Karma? To put it simply, it's a place at the bottom of the Xianzhou, the precise location of which is known to no one. The judges will keep the souls of the dead there. According to what you said, Master Ryan passed away alone in the Xianzhou without any relatives or friends taking care of his funeral. In that case, his soul, which is the data of his consciousness, should be stored in the Hall of Karma. Does that mean I'll be able to ask him questions if I manage to locate his consciousness? Right, will the Ten Lords Commissions allow us to meddle in matters of life and death? Kalis and Qingji, I want to give the design one last try. I wish to meet my master. Not only do I want to ask for his advice, but I'd like to see him in person. I hope he can tell me what I should do next. Kalis, what do you think? Well, if you really want to try, you have to hurry. I heard the judges at Ten Lord Commission would have a meeting with the Master Diviner today. Sure, by the way, you two must rely on yourselves to do all the heavy lifting. I've done everything I can to help. I thought this would be short like it was yesterday, but this one's like, nope. Get some health back, apparently. If the Ten Lords Commission wants a more precise divination from the Divination Commission, they will need to provide enough information. I provided more than enough. Not only have I made the dossier available to you, but I've also captured the criminals myself. Those from the disciples of Sanctus Medicus have all died in your hands. What sort of divination can I do for the dead people? Humph, if I didn't kill them, I would have been harmed by them. I can collect evidence from them even when they're dead. As far as I know, a judge has 4 duties: detention, incarceration, interrogation, and punishment. You aren't in charge of punishment, are you? I'd appreciate if you could turn a blind eye and leave the merciful duty to my people here for them to complete their mission. Your people? Kalis, Jingchui, and the young man from the Artisan Commission, please come over here. I've been waiting for you for a long time. Oh no, we've been tricked into running errands. You're an honored guest of the General and a great helper. Friend of the Xianzhou, I have no problem entrusting you with the work of the judge. Now please tell me what you need and the ins and outs of that matter. Qingji explains the matter, hoping to get help. I'd like to meet my master, Master Ryan, who's passed away. Please help me. Of According to the law of the Tin Lord Commission, souls that have entered the Hall of Karma can never return to the world of the living. However, things should be done in order of priority, and I can make decisions at my discretion as the judge of the Tin Lords Commission. If you can bring back the living people the Master Diviner is looking for, I don't mind helping you guys. The fugitives are on this list. You can find many of them roaming around at Stargazer Novelty. Bring them back alive, and we'll talk about your master. Some of these side quests are so involved. But considering how long this part of it is, this will probably be the last section of this quest. Ooh.
Here, there's thunder.
A will forged in ice never falters.
I kind of want to explore the new area, though.
Is that all?
I imagine that the new area, though, will be on,
Conflict is pitiless.
Is that all?
will be part of the companion mission with Don Hung.
Here is thunder. Show no mercy.
After some twists and turns, you have finally completed the mission. Oh, I was trying to break that vase. That's it. The Matrix of Precedence will use these people as clues to hunt down the others. None of these traitors can escape. Now it is time for you to realize your promise, Judge Chuji? I don't know. Bringing someone back to the world of living is a complicated matter. Your master has been dead for more than a century, therefore the Master Diviner will need to locate your master using the Matrix of Precedence to bring him out from the depths of the Hall of Karma. Leave it to me. Besides, the deceased don't have a physical body. To allow your master to speak, he'll need to possess an ingenium body like me. Please get it ready as soon as possible. Yes, I happen to have one now. Let me bring it over. I'm only willing to lend the Matrix of Precedence because Kalis is our honored guest, and if I need Kalis's help in the future, this is a bad bargain for me. You shouldn't think about personal gains or losses when you're helping others. In my view, this is a win-win situation for us. No, there's just some random guy that we're helping him realize his, like, potential versus you, who will probably ask me some ridiculous favor. Also, if we're gonna go on the pros and cons of helping versus hindering, you owe me so many more favors than I could possibly make for you. Like the previous time, I'll stay in the middle of the Matrix of Precedence to control it. What you need to do now is reactivate the 3 base terminals. Go on now, don't make the judge wait too long. Oh, I have to go and do the puzzle. Ryan Masseronzo, once an artisan commissioned craftsman, died of old age and heart failure. I've entered his info on my side. I'll leave it to you to organize the base terminals. Alright.
that's how it works.
That one was relatively simple. My guess then is the Hall of Karma is right under Exalting Sanctum, I think is the area. That area where I was like, oh, I hope we get to go down there because it's so pretty. I bet that's the Hall of Karma. Ryan Masteranzo was sent to the Hall of Karma about 120 years ago. I've entered the info. Complete the puzzle. Okay. And the last puzzle. But yeah, if you want to look into it too deeply, she foresaw that if she sent me on this stupid side quest with Qing Shui, like if she made Qing Shui do this like that bit of like pointless work that does not seem to be part of her actual job description, that would ultimately result in me having to ask her for a favor, and so then she could get a favor out of me for doing basically nothing on her end, so it's very favorable for her. Passed away the Sapiencia Academe, the Artisan Commission. We're putting in like his info to see if we can get his soul. Let's see. I think this one needs to be moved here. This one needs to go up here. And that one needs to go there, and this one needs to come down here.
So that's how it works.
She's giving me yay Miko vibes the longer I have to deal with her. Next, we wait for Judge to summon the deceased out. Please prepare the body needed for Master Ryan to inhabit. Sure, I brought the Arumaton over here. They have so many of these. The wandering soul is in deep slumber. Please wake up and possess the body. By the order of the 10 lords, wake up now. Ryan Masterano. Ching Chui's Arumaton puppet stands up. A muffled mechanical roar. Master Ryan? I had a very long dream. Before that, I was sitting at my desk at the Artisan Commission. Qingji, am I looking down at you from a distance? Where am I? Master Ryan, Qingji is having difficulty mastering craftsmanship and needs your guidance, so we've disturbed your eternal rest. Please don't hold it against us. Oh, I'm dead. The enormous Arumaton moves his bulky body slowly and scans its surroundings. Then as it moved as if waking up from a long and bleak dream. Qingji, I never thought I could come back and teach you again. The deceased ludicity only lasts for a brief moment. Please hurry up and skip the chit-chatting. Qingji, let's cut to the chase. You have important questions for me, right? Master Ryan, I found your last manuscript stashed together with the IP designer invite. At the back of the first page, it wrote, "This is the dream of my life." I remember putting it deep in a drawer. I've been avoiding the manuscript since you passed away. It was only until recently did I muster up the courage to treat the manuscript as the last test from you. I decided to have the star shift drawn on the manuscript. Yet I failed to build both the lightweight framework and the auxiliary driving system. I followed the instructions in your manuscript, but the thing I built could not function at all. I've tried and failed numerous times. The manuscript is flawed. How could it be? Do you have the manuscript with you? I'll show you the errors. Qingji hands the manuscript over to the enormous Arumaton, waiting to be enlightened. The two are reliving their good old times at the Artisan Commission. To everyone's surprise, the enormous automaton takes the manuscript and tears it into pieces. Before Qingji can react, the pieces of paper have gone with the wind like flying flower petals. Master, the manuscript! Don't pick them up. It's your last manuscript and my last chance at mastering craftsmanship. That's nothing but a dumb and incomplete design. Even though you're a long-life species, you shouldn't waste your time on it. That's a poor design I made when I was still a novice. But isn't it the dream of your life? Yes, it used to be my dream, but I'm very touched that you're willing to fulfill it for me. You focus too much on the concepts that you overlook the weaknesses and the inferiority of the manuscript. Qingji, I'm very sorry to say that you aren't cut out for being a Starskip craftsman. I agree. When I first met you, you were full of passion. You reminded me of myself when I first came to the Xianzhou to learn. Unlike other masters who emphasize talent, I value passion for learning. That was why I took you in as my disciple. Do you remember how we used to exchange ideas and encourage each other? That was the happiest moment at the Artisan Commission. Now look at yourself. Your enthusiasm is fettered by my poor design and is about to be depleted. I never thought this would pan out this way. There's nothing I can do to help you. I can neither guide you nor say pleasant things to trick you into wasting more of your time. So destroying the manuscript is the last thing I can do for you. But what should I do in the future? You're so much older than I was when I passed away, hence you should follow your heart. Why don't you try another career? Unlike me, you're a Xianzhou citizen with plenty of time ahead of you. Worrying noises of the machine that stops working. The enormous automaton stops moving and falls silent like how it was at the beginning. He isn't here. He's returned to the Hall of Karma. Are you asking me to take the automaton away? Sorry, my mind is a mess now. I just need some time to get a hold of myself. Kalis, do you still remember when we watched the Starships go to and fro in Starskip Haven? Back then, I thought I could rely on my momentary impulsiveness to complete the Starskip design. An average apprentice fulfilled his dead master's wishes. Wouldn't that be a good story? How can an average apprentice fulfill their master's wishes so easily? That's too idealistic. Yeah. Alright, you've helped me so much and I haven't even thanked you properly yet. Could you please come to Starskip Haven? I'll wait for you on the bridge where we watch Starskips together.
It's getting late. Where to now?
Hey there, I was discussing with Miss Qingchui what I could do besides being a craftsman. We touched on occupations like the pilot, professional celestial jade player, chef, and even scriptwriter, yet Qingji was not sure if any of those are suitable for him. Well, it actually requires a lot of skills to be a custodian. Please stop eyeing my job, you two. What motivated you to become a craftsman back then? Did your parents urge you to find a stable job like mine? At first, I thought it was cool to be able to come up with well-drawn designs, so I was inspired to do the same. In the end, I could only become better at drawing without creating my own ability. If that's the case, should you give painting a try? Painting? I've only drawn design manuscripts before. Will I be good enough to be a painter? No one is born a master. I understand what you mean. I should start from being an apprentice, right? I'll heed your advice and start exploring my passion. Painting. I don't think I've lost anything after dropping my master's dream. Without the guilt and the obligation to do my best, it's like a weight off my shoulders. My body feels light and airy. You have a strong sense of responsibility. I remember saying this when I was in Stargazer Novelia. One day, I'll build my master's dream starskip, push it out gently, and set it sail in the busiest lane on Starskip Haven. Qingji holds a paper boat amid the blowing wind by Starskip Haven. Then he gives the paper boat a push and sets it sailing in the busiest lane. Together you stare at the paper boat as it flies until it vanishes from sight. Master, thank you. I've graduated today. That's a cute ending. I can mark that off on my little to-do list. Alright, so we have gotten to the 2-hour mark. That is not the one I meant to do. And so we still have these 2 side quests. We got a new companion mission, to do for Dan Heng. But we're gonna ignore all of that, and what we are going to work on, if I can pick the right menu, this coming Wednesday is this quest. Especially because look at these rewards. I'll definitely be able to do another, 10 pull with this. I really wanted to do another 10 pull for you guys while today. I thought we would get enough for it, but we just don't quite have enough. But yeah, so we should be able to do a 10 pull next time, and considering that we are at 55, we may get lucky. If not, that event looks like it'll definitely give us enough, enough Stellar Jade that we should be able to get a 10 pull. Then we just have to win the 50-50. So fingers crossed, because I've won every 50-50 so far since I started playing the game, which I'm gonna consider my version of streamer luck. I don't get characters at low pity. I win my 50-50s. We'll see if we can continue that, because I really, really do want Dan Heng. I am concerned, everyone. Then again, we could always just cheat and get the 2 from here. Yeah, we're gonna do it. I was like, should we do it? Probably not. Am I gonna do it? Yes. I really want to do the 10 pull, guys. Alright, we have a 10 pull. We dipped into some savings we probably shouldn't have, but we have a 10 pull. We are at 55 pity. Let's see if we can get early pity, guys. So this will be 65. 65? 65? Aw, it's not 65. Ah, too bad. It should definitely be next 10 pull then. Once again, we're hoping for March constellations. Another Asta. Well, definitely not March. Let's go to my characters so we can throw in Asta's new... No early pity for us. But, as I stated, it should be next round. Well, that will most likely get him. Or get a 5-star. Fingers crossed that it is Dan Heng and we win the 50-50. Alright, so thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day. Like I said, next Wednesday we are going to be working immediately on the event. I think the event is still... We will be working on this event, yes, and it is still available. And this event looks really good. It's got a ton of Stellar Jade. We'll be getting a free Sushang. And we will also start getting this phone wallpaper, which is really cool. And so that will be quite great. And make sure that you sign in to get the new version update free pulls, because this is a free 10 pull. Along with all this Stellar Jade, you should be able to get quite a few pulls on this round, or if you're saving up for Fushun, start getting a good collection. Thank you, like I said, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day, a lovely night, a good weekend, a long weekend for those of you who do Labor Day at the time of this live stream, and goodbye.